Hello everyone and welcome to this Video Sans Frontières video. Now, in my last video we were taking a look at this ThinkPad. This ThinkPad is Lenovo or IBM, whichever badge you want to read of, ThinkPad R60. This is the cheaper version of the ThinkPad T60. You know, kind of a cut price version, you know, kind of some of the stuff that you don't necessarily need is usually kind of omitted. And the rubberized lid on the T-series ThinkPads on this plastic. Something I didn't actually tell you in the last video. But in the last video, we were messing about on Windows XP and, well, mini Windows XP in the Hiren's boot CD, playing solitaire and going to opera.com, going to the Opera browser, finding out what kind of configuration the memory's in and that sort of stuff. You know, we did install a hard disk, but we didn't do anything with it. Well, once I switched the camera off, I upgraded the memory, updated the BIOS, and installed Windows XP. And in doing so, well, it is a bit of a kerfuffle to install it. I mean, I can do it. I know how to do it, you know, and using using an easy to boot USB drive, I was able to actually install Windows XP while the machine was in AHCI mode. But, I mean, the whole thing is a bit of a kerfuffle. So, you know, and I was thinking about how good of an experience I'd had installing Windows 7 on my ThinkPad R61 using a set of Lenovo recovery disks. And I was thinking, well, what if I could find some recovery disks for this? So I looked on eBay. Naturally, I found Hee-Haw. So then I went Googling. And I came across this site, and you're all going to scream into your computer screens at me going, "Gee, what the hell do you think you're doing?" But I found a website, I think it was called LenovoRecovery.com. Just kind of check the packing invoice. Doesn't actually say. That's nice. Doesn't actually have the company name on the actual packing slip. Well played. But I went on to LenovoRecovery.com. I did have my reservations, and once I placed the order, I was, you know, trying to find more information, and I was like, oh my goodness, because, you know, people are like, nope, this is a fake site, this is a scammer site, this, that, and the next thing. But within, I think, 2 days of having placed the order, and this site, I think, is in Central/Eastern Europe. You're not going to believe this, folks. But yesterday, some recovery media arrived. Now, I did specify, or at least I do believe I specified, ThinkPad R60. And this says it's for a ThinkPad R61. But I'm hoping that it'll work. I mean, look at all these blooming discs. Seriously, look at them all. I've not actually counted how many discs there are, so let's do that now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What is this? I feel like I'm installing an old version of Word for Windows. You know, Windows 3.1 came on less floppy disks. Well, the original vanilla Windows 3.1 came on less floppy disks than this has come on CDs, but then again, you know, we are talking about something that was kind of 15 years later. You know, 14 to 15 years later. Anyway, so, this is a ThinkPad product recovery CD for ThinkPad R61i type 8943. Supported for these products provided by Lenovo. for distribution only with a new ThinkPad PC. Well, like I said, I mean, these do say R61, but I am hoping that they work on the R60. Because if you remember, I had a Windows 7 disk that worked absolutely beautifully on my R61. Right, and just like the Windows 7 disks I got, these may look original on one side, but on the other side, they're definitely a copy. So, one of two things is going to happen now. Well, one of three things, the third thing being the computer completely doesn't work. One of two things is going to happen now. Either I'm going to install Windows XP using these recovery CDs on this ThinkPad, and, well, A, it'll either work, actually still three things, A, it'll either work, you know, and I'll get a nice Windows XP installation with all the Lenovo gear on it. Two, it won't work and it'll be like, this is the wrong ThinkPad. Or three, I will just be installing virus-ridden bash onto this mooper. So, let's find out exactly what I'm going to be doing. Now, I actually installed using System Update last time, and it did offer to make me a recovery CD. Of course, I put a DVD in the drive because I thought it was going to, you know, do something, and turns out this is useless. Oops! Oopsie. So let's see what happens then. If you have a product recovery supplemental disk, please insert it now and press yes, otherwise press no. Well, I don't have one, so it's now going to tell me to insert product recovery disk 1. Processing, please wait. Je suis very nervous. And I don't know how long it's going to take. I reckon it's going to take a good amount of time. Best thing I can do is just, well, switch disks as it needs it. But, yeah, there's also a couple other things that I want to do, not least of which, altogether now, make a cup of tea. Cup of tea not quite made yet, but this is now ready for disk 2. So what we'll do, take disk 1 out, let it go to its bed. There we go. Disk 1's away to its bed now. Oh, that's nice. And now disk 2 of 6. There we go. Well, we're halfway through the file copying part of the recovery. I'm guessing that what will happen is basically the exact same thing as, or something very similar to what happened with the Windows 7 recovery, in that all the files will get copied, and then basically what we'll see is some kind of WinPrep process taking place. So now we're down to the final disk. Number 6. And I hope this will actually go. This has finished. So, now, the proof in the pudding is in the eating. The Windows 7 one, just so you know, it doesn't actually just auto-magically restart. It actually, if I remember, it brings up a dialog box saying, would you like to restart your movement now? That could be a thing. Okay. So, now we're here. The recovery process will begin in so many seconds. Press cancel to abort the process. Yes, it's just counting down. So, these discs have worked. Product recovery could not find. I think that's supposed to be on a CD. The Z drive. So, I mean, it literally could be that I've wasted all this time and that the disc won't work. Or it could be that, you know, I can get it to actually work. I'll try doing a full restore from the hard disk. So, yeah, I want to factory restore. Click that. Everything's going to be deleted from your hard drive. Do not power off during the restore. You know, if you even think about it. Factory restore, blah blah blah. You will die a horrible and painful death. So I've got a couple of options here. I could do a full factory recovery or a custom factory recovery. But because it's the first time that I'm doing this, I'll do a full factory restore. I mean, obviously in future, if I choose to restore this machine back to factory defaults, and then again with the blimmin' not find the file, I just, yeah, I don't know what's going on here. I mean, it's saying it can't find the file it's needed, so I'm probably going to have to do some Googling. But I mean, this could be what people are warning. So what I'll do, full restore, continue, factory restore, continue, yep. Full factory, and again that. So I don't know what is with that. Oh yeah, and Windows PE is a pre-installation environment. Thank you for everyone who actually commented on my last video. Yeah, I should have known what it is. Pre-installation environment, not Windows Physical Education. I knew it wasn't that, obviously, but I'd forgotten what it was. I should have known it was at least something environment. That does make sense, actually. No, was it my last video? No, it wasn't. It was a couple of videos ago. Sorry. Yeah, man. ThinkPad R60 video where I actually used the Windows 7 equivalents of these DVDs to restore a ThinkPad. Well, that was a wee bit of an ordeal waiting on that, but now we've actually got a screen. And it's waiting for services to finish initializing. Okay, this is a different screen. Welcome to Rescue and Recovery, blah blah blah. This is configure your system and do all sorts of good stuff. So there's a few things that I can do in this. If you want to access a USB device, but it doesn't. I even get a web browser. Choose what you would like to do. Restore the entire hard drive. I'm going to try and use this to restore the system to the factory state. There's the rescue and recovery application indicates that you have chosen to restore the factory contents from the recovery media. Blah blah blah. I want to save all the files. Nope. I want to choose. Nope. I do not want to save any files. I just. Yeah. Do not power off. Blah blah blah. So hopefully this will let me do such a thing as yep. Ooh, this is nerve-wracking, so it is. I mean, if I don't know what how this is different apart from maybe is it going to restore the entire thing from a DVD? Is that a DVD that I put in the drive? I didn't even stop to check. So is this literally the contents of the image restore on a DVD disc? Basically, yeah, I've made that partition, but there's also a recovery DVD. They've actually given me one. Who knows? Nobody does. So, yeah, it's, it's anybody's guess at this point. But I know what I could do if I wanted to is, you know, if I run into any problems, you know, I don't know what it's done, if anything, with the hard drive. And, you know, I've been wondering, actually, should I literally clean the disk? Should I boot up into a recovery console, somewhere where I can get access to a partitioner and literally clean the partition table, clean the disk, everything on it, and then start again? Well, we'll just see how this goes. But I'm guessing it's going to be quite similar to what you've already seen. So rather than boring you all with it, I think I'll just write this one out myself, actually. Give my phone a bit of a charge, and, you know, I'll have the machine directly in front of me so I can actually see properly, see what I'm doing. I mean, I've not been able to read the dialog boxes because the machine is at some distance from my eyes. I mean, it's not that much of a distance, but it's enough that with my limited vision, I can't see anything important text-wise. So, we'll see what's going on, and I will report back. Well, folks, we seem to have actually progressed. Here we are. Basically, what's happened now is we're going into Windows XP. I think basically what's going to happen here is it's going to tie up some loose ends. You know, it's going to install all the software that I've requested it install, which is basically everything, because it's for a full factory restore. And then it's going to start crossing the T's and dotting the lowercase j's. So this is exactly the same kind of screen as we saw during the Windows 7 restore on the ThinkPad R60. Here it is, the moment we've all been waiting for. The Windows XP, Windows XP out of the box experience. Lost my words there. So during that last spell, where it was tuning up all the settings and what have you, the Lenovo password manager, or whatever it was called, did come up and, ask me for a new password and what have you. But, yeah. So, here we are. The very quiet out-of-the-box experience. And the battery's low. We've got the Lenovo logo there. And, yep. The trackpad, the track point works, trackpad doesn't. But, no, I guess I can't use the mouse. Oh, yep, the mouse is going now. So I need to adjust my system locale. So it goes to the United Kingdom. Non-warranted programs. There we go. Help protect your PC. Turn on automatic update. I will install the unofficial service pack 4. Going to name the machine. ThinkPad R60. So now we just play the waiting game, I guess. Just see how it goes. Oh, there we go. And now it's going to ask me for an admin password. A lot of computers do not do that in the out-of-the-box experience on Windows XP. It used to perturb me a wee bit because, I realised that, it really is very, very simple to actually just kind of get into a machine, that's not prompted you for an admin password. But because this is a business spec machine, yeah, that would have been a thing. Right, okay, am I ready to register with Lenovo? Not quite. Am I ready to register with Microsoft? Nope. Who's going to be using the machine? I will. There we go. So, because I've changed a few things, what will probably happen now is the computer will reboot. I've changed the system locale, and I've changed the computer name. Okay, maybe not. Maybe the system is just gonna start up all by itself. Not need a reboot. So what's gonna happen now is this is now gonna attempt to build my desktop and set me up a profile. Right, okay, new hardware found. Video controller VGA compatible. Okay, well, that's quite interesting. It probably kind of shows that this isn't really for this system, but it will work. Now we can set up a new hardware, a new password. Okay, your Windows password has changed. Blah blah blah. Okay, so I'm going to now. It's going to set everything up. I remember doing this actually. On my ThinkPad R61, my original R61i when I got it. So this kind of brings back some memories. I really don't think Windows Update has the drivers for the Intel 945 chipset. Luckily, I do. I got them off of Lenovo's website, of all places. So as you can see, it's a 1.66 GHz core duo, 2 gigs of memory. And sun really is coming out now. Nice. So yeah, it's found everything apart from the video controller. Well, it's the wee hours of the next morning, 3:45. You can totally see that. And the ThinkPad is, well, the base Windows install is just about fully set up. I have the unofficial service pack 4 installed on here now. So hopefully this should keep me right with updates up until the cutoff point for Windows Embedded POS Ready 2009, which I think the support for that ends in 2019. Or is it 20? Can't even mind. Could be 20. Yeah, I think. So, and I've mapped my network drives. So I think, well, before we go, I'll just kind of give you a wee rundown of some of the software that has been installed here. We've got accessories, and we have Microsoft Interactive Training. We have Disk Keeper Lite. We have QuickBooks Financial something or other. I'll just pretend it's Financial Onion. Picasa, SoundMax drivers, ThinkVantage stuff, Adobe Acrobat, Network Magic. Okay, thank you for watching my video. Please feel free to join me for my next one. In fact, please do. But in the meantime, please feel free to subscribe, like videos on Frontier on Facebook, and follow me on Twitter. But in the meantime, thank you for watching this video, and please join me for my next one. Cheery bye.